The job you have right now will probably look completely different in 2 years, and not because an AI took it, because the job itself is being remade. Here's what I mean. When we talk about AI replacing jobs, we usually imagine a robot doing your entire job better and faster, and then you're out. But that's not how it actually works. What's really happening is messier and more interesting than that. Let me give you a concrete example. Radiologists, people who look at X-rays and MRI scans all day, were one of the first groups people said AI would eliminate. And technically, AI can now read medical images as accurately as a human radiologist, maybe even better. So you'd think radiologists would be out of work by now, right? But they're not. Instead, their job completely changed. They still read images, but now they spend way less time on the obvious stuff. AI flags what looks normal, and radiologists focus on the weird edge cases, the patient history, the judgment calls that actually need a human thinking. The job didn't disappear. It got restructured. And honestly, a lot of radiologists prefer it because they're doing more interesting work now instead of grinding through hundreds of routine scans. That's the pattern you're going to see across almost every job over the next 2 years. Here's what's actually changing. First, the shape of your daily work. If you're a writer, you're probably already using AI to draft stuff, brainstorm, or clean up rough sections. You're not writing less, you're writing differently. You're managing AI output instead of staring at a blank page. That's a real shift in what your job is. If you're in customer service, AI chatbots handle the simple questions now. So you're dealing with the genuinely frustrated people, the weird edge cases, the stuff that needs actual human judgment. You're still doing customer service, but the texture of the work changed. It got harder in some ways, easier in others. If you're a software engineer, you're using AI to write boilerplate code and handle the boring parts. So you're spending more time on architecture, design decisions, and the parts that require actual thinking. Same job title, completely different day-to-day. Second, the skills that matter are shifting right now. This is the part nobody really talks about. It's not that you need to learn to code or become a prompt engineer. It's that the ability to evaluate AI output, to catch when it's hallucinating or missing something, to know when to trust it and when not to, those are becoming core job skills across the board. You need to understand what the AI can and can't do. You need to know how to talk to it, what questions to ask. You need judgment. And right now, most people don't have those skills, which means if you develop them, you become more valuable, not less. Third, the jobs that are actually at risk are the ones that are already repetitive and don't require judgment. Routine data entry, basic customer service scripts, simple content moderation. Those are the ones where AI can genuinely do the whole job and do it cheaper. But those jobs were already kind of soul-crushing anyway. And here's the thing. Even in those categories, it's not instant. It takes time for companies to set up the AI, train it, deal with the fact that it messes up sometimes, build the workflows around it. So you have a window. You have time to transition if you're in one of those roles. What you should actually be worried about is not losing your job to AI, but becoming irrelevant because you didn't adapt. If your job is about judgment, communication, creativity, or understanding context, you're probably going to be fine. You just need to learn to work alongside AI instead of pretending it doesn't exist. If your job is pure routine, start thinking about what else you could do now, because that's where the real risk is. And honestly, that risk existed before AI. AI just accelerated it. Here's what I'd actually do if I were you. First, spend some time actually using AI tools in your field. Not as a threat, as a tool. Understand what it can do. Understand what it can't do. That knowledge is going to be worth something. Second, start noticing which parts of your job are interesting and which are just tasks you have to get through. The interesting parts are probably safe. The routine parts are worth thinking about. Third, if you're in management, start thinking about how your team's work is going to change and get ahead of it. Don't wait for AI to force the conversation. The companies that are going to win are the ones that figure this out first. The real story of AI and jobs isn't a robot taking your job in 2026. It's your job becoming something different, and whether you're the person who figured that out early or the person scrambling to catch up. And that's actually something you have some control over right now. If you want to actually keep up with how AI is changing work without the hype and the doom posting, subscribe. I break down what's actually happening in AI and what it means for you every few days. No fluff, just real talk. Thanks for watching.